Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode in our NCAA 13 college coaching career dynasty. It is I, Coach Daredevil, and we are still in year 3 of being the offensive coordinator of the Florida Atlantic Owls. Uh, and we're taking on Alabama this week. We're at number 12 Alabama, so it's going to be a rough one. I apologize for my lack of enthusiasm with this episode. This is the fourth time I am recording this episode now. Because my Xbox 360 doesn't like me, and because my software stuff doesn't like me. So it has been a bit of a stretch. That is why we did not have an episode last week, because everything got kind of borked. And so it's time to do the dang thing and see if the Owls offense can at least put up some points against the Alabama defense. I can't imagine it's gonna be a lot, but we'll see. So one of the times that I recorded this while we were waiting for this to load, I got all the way through the episode, or all the way through the game, got to the end, and before I could click on exit game, my disk came up unreadable. So that was fun. Then the second time, I got to like halftime, and then my computer just went crazy and just like it stopped the recording, and it like had an error with the file. So then the third time, I got most of the way through the game, and then the 360 just decided to say, "F it, I'm done for the day." So it has been a journey recording this episode. I don't know why. We're gonna get our ass kicked, so I don't know why it's been that much of a journey, but yeah, it's been fun. So we are at number 12 Alabama. For this game, we are hoping to at least put up some points on the board. We're going to at least put up some points against the Alabama defense, then that will be a good day for us at this point. But we will have to see how it plays out. We win the coin toss, so we are going to defer to the second half. And Alabama goes down and gets a field goal right off the bat. So 3-0 ball game, 5:13 left in the first quarter. We'll have to see what the Owls can do here on offense. 1st and 10. Cunningham under center. He's going to turn around and hand off to Brett Daniel. He's going to go around the right-hand side for a nice 7-yard gain or so, but there is a holding call. Told you. It would not be a Florida Atlantic game without a holding call. Without many holding calls, really, actually. So that makes that 1st and 20 now. Forget the run that Brett Daniel just had there. As now we're already backed up 10 yards. 1st and 20 at the 15-yard line. Cunningham's under center. He's got one man in the backfield. He's going to turn around. He's going to fake the handoff to him. Looking for someone here. He's got time. He's going to rifle it to the right-hand side, and that's going to be swatted away. After his multiple interception game last week against EFCS team, we will have to see how he's able to come back in this game here. If he's able to, really. 2nd and 20. Well, last weekend game, that is. 2nd and 20. One man in the backfield. A single back here. Back to pass. Looking for someone. Throws it out to Scott there. Nice little gain there. I believe he got back the yardage that they lost off the penalty. So it should be about 3rd and 10 there. So 3rd and 10 here. We'll have to see if they can pull this off. Get the first down, keep the drive alive, all that stuff. Cunningham is back in the gun on this 3rd down. He's going to fake the handoff. He's going to immediately get rid of the ball. And that's going to be short. I don't know why he immediately got rid of the ball. I know the guy was open, but he could have waited for Hamilton to get, a little bit farther upfield first. But there you go. So 4th and 1. And they have to punt it away here. And Alabama goes down and gets a touchdown, but not a field goal. Or not the extra point, I mean. So it's a 9-0 ball game. So we'll have to see what they can do on this drive here. Second drive of the ball game for the Owls, that basically did a 3-and-out in the first drive. Going to turn around and hand off here on 1st down. And Brett Daniel is going to get that big run no matter what. As he gets almost 10 yards on that run. He does get hit pretty good there, but thankfully he's back up. So it's going to bring up 2nd and inches here. The Alabama defense was able to hold them to a 3-and-out on the first drive. But they just need inches to pick up the first down here. And unfortunately, they're not going to get it on this one because Brett Daniel got stuck behind one of his own blockers. He got stuck behind the fullback, who was trying to cut across the other way, and ended up having to taking the loss on that one. So 3rd and 2 here. Crowd getting into this. Going to turn around and hand off to Brett Daniel, who gets stuck behind a defender or a blocker again. 2nd straight run that he got stuck behind a blocker on that one. The FAU offensive, or whatever, is definitely struggling so far. 2 straight drives, 2 straight 3-and-outs. Both times due to, errors on their own end. The first one was the holding call. And then this one, Brett Daniel got stuck behind his blocker twice that prevented him from getting the first down. It's still a 9-0 ball game, though, as they punted the ball, were unable to do anything with it. So 9-0 ball game here, 37 seconds left in the first quarter. Fake the handoff here on 1st down. Cunningham's going to throw it deep, and he's got a... Well, that should have been intercepted. He was thrown for a defender, wasn't paying attention to the fact that there was another defender standing right there. And so it ends up being an incomplete pass. Thankfully, not an interception. So 2nd and 10 here. Shotgun formation. They're going to hand off to Brett Daniel, who's going to go absolutely nowhere. The blocking just blew up on that one and it caused a loss of 2 on that run. So we've got a 3rd and 12 here. 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions in this game so far. We're going to do the final play of the first quarter. Cunningham looking, he decides to check it down to Brett Daniel for some reason, and it goes nowhere. I don't know why he checked it down to him, other than the fact that the game loves to do that. But there you go. So we're heading into the second quarter. 9-0 Alabama lead. And punting the ball back to him. Which they don't do anything with again. Which is very surprising right now. The FAU defense able to hold Alabama to no points the last 2 drives. Can the offense actually do something here? 6:31 before halftime. Cunningham's back to pass here on 1st and 10. He throws it, completes it. Finally, a first down for the Owls. As Brian Stewart with the completion on that curl route there, able to catch that and hold on to it in the process being tackled. So 1st and 10 at about the 50-yard line. The Owls finally getting a little bit of momentum on their side here. Going to turn around and hand off on 1st and 10, and Brett Daniel's just going to take it right up the middle for a big gain. Up to about the 28-yard line. Big time run there for Brett Daniel right up the middle. Look at that hole. The hole was there, and then he was able to fight forward for a couple of extra yards, able to get rid of that the attempted tackle there. So we got a 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line of Alabama. The Owls are showing life on this drive here with 6 minutes left before halftime. Cunningham's back to pass on 1st and 10. He's looking for someone, and it gets picked off, and that's going to go for a pick 6 because there's nobody who's going to be able to stop that one. The defender jumped right in the path of it, and that is a touchdown for Alabama. So much for that momentum. They had a little bit of something going, and then that happened. We don't need to see the replay of it. 16-0 ball game now. As now Cunningham has bounced back from that. 1st and 10, 5:36 left in the first half. Brett Daniel's going to take the handoff on 1st down, and he's going to cause a holding call to be, or holding penalty. So now it's going to be 1st and 17 at their own 8-yard line. So there's that. Down 16-0. 1st and 17. Cunningham standing in his own end zone. Getting happy feet. There's a holding call. That's a 1st down, but it's getting called back. Yep. There was way too much time there. There was no way that he wasn't going to do that. And because he was standing in the end zone when the holding call happened, it was a safety. I got nothing. Oh, this game is definitely not going the way that, I knew it was going to be bad. I just didn't expect it to be this bad. We are definitely looking like a high school team against Alabama here. Like, we are looking like we are just, that we haven't had 500 records the last few years here. Quick slant on 1st down is good for about 9 yards there. Brian Stewart with the catch. So there's that. Less than 4 minutes left before halftime. Can the Owls get something going here on this drive? Going to turn around and hand off on 2nd and inches, and that gets blown up in the backfield. The defense was coming on that one. They have not converted a 3rd down at all today. Can they convert one here? 3rd and inches. No, they are unable to convert it because that got swatted away by the defender. No points on the board on that one. The 2:11 left before halftime. The Owls with the ball at the 20-yard line. Back to pass here on 1st and 10. Cunningham's going to loft one up, and that's going to be picked off. There was like 4 or 5 people in the area. Why are you lofting it up right there like that? And they got a field goal. 21-0. This is going to start getting ugly. Well, I mean, it already is ugly, but this is going to keep getting even more uglier at this point, it seems like. 1st and 10. Reception here by Joe Hamilton for 6 yards. Brings up a 2nd and 4 now. As the Owls are going to try to do something here before halftime. Cunningham back to pass. And that one gets swatted away. He keeps throwing it into like double and triple coverage, which is not smart at all. 3rd and 4 here. Yet to convert a first down, or yet to convert a 3rd down, that is, in this game so far. And he decides to hand off here on 3rd down, and that's a first down. They got the first down. So they finally converted a 3rd down here. Good for them there. They did call timeout there too, so they got 50 seconds left. Cunningham back in the gun. He's got everybody coming at him. He's able to get that one off though. And the Brett Daniels able to pick up a first down and get out of bounds on that one. So pretty good stuff there. Coming up on the 50-yard line. 45 seconds left before halftime. Cunningham back in the gun. He's going to throw it down underneath here. Probably should have waited for something more to open up, but, you know, at this point, as long as he can get something, I'm not complaining that much. Under 30 seconds left before halftime, though. 2nd and 2. He's looking for something, and that gets swatted away. So 3rd and 2 here as we get a studio update. We see that Ohio State is beating number 14 Northwestern 14-7 at home. Or at Northwestern, that is. Third and 2 here. 21 seconds left before halftime. FAU does have 2 timeouts if they can get something going. And they're just, what in the hell was that? So, okay. So this is supposed to be a rollout, or it's supposed to be a play action rollout to the left. Okay? Play action rollout to the left. So we've got Brett Daniel going in motion to the right. He looks like he's going to get the fake handoff, and then Cunningham's going to be able to roll out to the left to be able to try to get somebody open to try to get this completion. For some reason, despite nobody being around him defender-wise at the moment, he just decides, you know what, screw it, I'm just going to chuck it out and throw it out of bounds. Nobody is near him. Even that hole that's right up the middle, the defender's going to the left there. So nobody is near him. Why the hell did he do that? The AI in this game. Also, Alabama scored a touchdown right before halftime. We gave them like 20 seconds. Not even that. And they got a touchdown right before halftime. An 80-yard rush. 13 seconds left on the clock that we gave them, and they gave up an 80-yard rushing touchdown. It is going to be a rough day for the Owls here. A rough day indeed. 28-0 ball game. They're going to pitch it out on 1st and 10. Brett Daniels able to pick up about 5 yards on that one. Second and 5 now from the 30-yard line after that run. Cunningham under center. He's going to throw an interception. All right. Oh, boy. Cunningham has been rattled. He had the really bad performance last week. And now this week he is 7 for 17 with 3 interceptions so far. We are going to put Blankenship in for the rest of this game at this point. Because that's just, you thrown 3. I get that it's Alabama, but you've thrown 3 touchdowns. You threw 3 touchdowns in the last game. You're going to sit for the rest of this game here. Delayed handoff on 1st and 10. Goes for about 5 yards on that one. Brett Daniel up the middle there. I'm not saying that this is going to be any smarter putting Blankenship in, but, you know, yeah. 31-0 ball game. Blankenship back to pass. He's going to throw it to the right, and they're going to give him the catch. At least as of right now, they're giving him the catch. They're saying that Scott caught that ball. And they're not reviewing it, so big time completion there for 1st down. Blankenship back in the shotgun. Looks like he's passing on 1st and 10. And, well, he threw it to an, it was a nice throw. But unfortunately, the defender was like right on the line when he threw it there, so he was already stepping out of bounds there. It's Brett Daniel with that 3-yard reception. So 2nd and 7 here. Blankenship back in the gun. Rifles it, and that one gets swatted away. He tried getting it to Joe Hamilton in there. We'll bring up a 3rd and 7 here. Blankenship under center here on 3rd and 7. He's going to be back to pass again. He's going to throw it to the left-hand side there. They're going to give him the catch for a 1st down. They're going to give it to him as of right now. I'm not going to complain about that. So 1st and 10. About the 27-yard line here. Blankenship back to pass. He's got someone coming at him, though, and he gets tackled. Thankfully, the ball was already moving forward, so it was an incomplete pass. As we get a studio update, we see that Virginia and number 15 Georgia Tech are tied at 14-all, 2:41 left in the 1st half there. So we've got a 2nd and 10 here from the 27-yard line of Alabama. Blankenship back to pass. He's going to loft it up towards the end zone. And somehow that is caught for a touchdown. Brian Stewart catching that with 2 guys around him. What a catch. Look at that grab there. Catches it with 2 guys around him. Double coverage. He's able to catch that for a touchdown. And just like that, the Owls offense does put points on the board, as it is a 31-7 ball game now. So no longer a shutout at this point, as the Owls have put some points on the board here against the Alabama Crimson Tide. They're going to turn around and hand off on 1st and 10, and that play goes for about a yard. Daniel's unable to get away from the defender on that one. It'll be 2nd and 9 here. Blankenship back in the gun. He's going to rifle one, but it's going to fall incomplete. But it was just ahead of the receiver there. The receiver had been, maybe a step or 2 faster. He probably would have had that one. Third and 9 here, empty backfield. Blankenship back in the gun. Defense is bringing 3. He's going to rifle that in, and he's going to throw it to the defender by accident, but thankfully the defender dropped it. Not sure. I guess he just kind of threw it behind his receiver, basically. That's what happened there. And more points on the board for Alabama here. 1:22 left in the third quarter. And it's, you know, it's kind of looking like the game's already over, but at this point, the Owls just want to get something going. There's a big run there, but it's going to be brought back with a holding call. Brandon Bell, the right tackle, who I believe that's his second, at least there's second or third holding call of the game so far. He also had the holding call that brought up the safety originally. So 1st and 17 now. Blankenship back in the gun, throws it, completes it for a few yards there. As Virginia has taken the lead over Georgia Tech right before halftime. And Scott with that 4-yard reception. It's going to bring up 2nd and 12 here. Empty backfield. Blankenship looking. He's going to throw it, and that's going to be swatted away. He threw it a little short. If he'd be able to get a little bit more power behind that, he could have possibly had the defender running, and, you know, if he'd caught that, that could have probably been a touchdown. But sometimes that happens, you know. 3rd and 12, empty backfield, Blankenship back to pass. He's going to rifle it to the left-hand side. He's got a man open. Down the left side, down the sideline there. Can the defender catch up to him? He can't. Touchdown. What a play to Ryan Jones for the touchdown. Antonio Blankenship now has the longest pass in NCAA history. 85-yard touchdown. And just like that, it's a 38-14 ball game. The Owls putting up some points here in the second half, which is crazy. I don't know how this is happening, other than putting Blankenship in. Blankenship trying to prove that he should be playing in these games. He's going to throw another deep one here, and that is going to be intercepted. He tried for the long one there, but unfortunately the defender was already kind of in position by the time that ball got there. He tried to go for another deep one to Ryan Jones, and unfortunately that did not end up happening. So 4th interception by the defense in this game. They are unable to do anything with the ball, though. So it's back to FAU at this point. I mean, they're down by 24 with less than 6 minutes left in the game, so it's not like they're really going to get, you know, it's not like they're really going to cause this scare of a comeback. Blankenship's going to run for some reason. He's going to get drilled 2 yards into his run. I get that it's an upset in the making, but you don't need to show me every single time somebody scores, especially off of a field goal. If it was a touchdown, then maybe. I don't care about a field goal. Back to pass on 2nd and 8. Blankenship throws it across the middle for a first down. Joe Hamilton with that reception there. First and 10, about the 42-yard line. Back to pass, and then he decides he's going to tuck in and run anyway. You know, I'm remembering why we don't have Blankenship starting anymore. I'm remembering that. Because every single time, for some reason, if he had a few seconds available, he would tuck in and run. And it never really worked out that well. Third and 12 here at their own 40-yard line. Can they convert this third down? Back to pass. Lofts it up. Over the head of the receiver. I'm not going for it on 4th and 12 when we're down by 24. That's just dumb. I get what the game is trying to do, but that's just dumb. Well, 3:22 left in the game. Down by 24 points here. They're going to turn around and hand off on 1st and 10. Brett Daniel able to bounce off a tackler, actually. He's able to pick up a nice 8-yard gain there. They're bouncing off a few tacklers. 2nd and 2 there. As the Owls at this point are just looking to try to survive. Like, they're wanting to get out of this game without any, like, big injuries or anything like that. You know, just doing what they can. There's another 1st down converted. So it's good to see. Under 3 minutes left before the end of the game. Blankenship's going to be back in the gun here on 1st and 10. And he's going to tuck it and run and get sacked. Because he refuses to wait a few seconds for people to try to get open. As we have seen. So we have a quarterback who likes to throw interceptions. We have a quarterback who likes to run and get tackled behind the line of scrimmage most of the time. Sounds about right. That play gets blown up, but Daniel's still able to pick up about a yard on that. So it's going to be 3rd and 15 now. Third and 15, back to pass. Blankenship's got a man. And he's going to be tackled inside the 30-yard line. Big gain there by Ryan Stewart. Or Brian Stewart. By Ryan Jones. Or no, was that Andy Scott? That was Andy Scott. Man, I'm getting all my receivers mixed up. That was Andy Scott with the big reception there. Nice gain there. A little unnecessary, but nice gain nonetheless. Handoff on 1st down is going to go for about 3 yards. Okay, I'm glad that we needed to know that West Virginia beat Maryland 24-17. They just showed another highlight there too, but whatever. I'm really glad we needed to know that score. I have no idea what that means for us at all, but I'm glad we needed to know that score. Oh, there's a holding call. It's a touchdown, but it's getting called back for holding. It wouldn't be an FAU game without at least 5 holding calls. Handing the ball off here. Gets about 5 yards on that run. Central Michigan beat Purdue 26-24. That's a priority scorer, right? Now Washington State is only down by 21 in the fourth quarter there. Well, this is going to be the final play of the game, unless something really weird happens. 3rd and 12 here. And Blankenship is going to be sacked for a loss. Didn't get rid of the ball in time. I don't know what the hell he was looking for. It was a halfback screen, so Daniel should have been, the receiver was open, or halfback, Daniel was open, so he could have just thrown it there, but whatever. Well, there you go. The end of the game. Alabama 38, FAU 14. Well, at least they're able to put up a couple touchdowns against the Bama defense. There's that. Technically, FAU hasn't had another touchdown as well. It was just a touchdown to the opposing team. What are we gonna do about our QB problem? Is the story there? Because oof-a-doof. Blankenship came in and was 8 for 16 with 208 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. But he also got sacked 3 times. Our starting quarterback, who we sat partway through the third, went 7 for 17 for 71 yards and 3 interceptions. Rushing-wise, Brett Daniel had 14 carries for 67 yards, 4.7 average. So that's not too terrible. Receiving-wise, Andy Scott, 6 catches for 95 yards. Hamilton had 3 for 31. Brian Stewart had 3 for 51 and a touchdown. Brett Daniel had 2 for 17, and then Brian Jones had that 1 catch, but it was that 85-yard touchdown there. Well, I mean, we knew that this was going to happen this way. We had 10 penalties. I don't think all of those were on us. It might have been some on the defense as well. We knew this was going to happen. But you have to wonder at this point. I mean, Cunningham had a bad game against the FCS team last week. Obviously we expected a bad game against the Alabama defense this week. We expected that. But that's kind of a little rough. Kind of a little rough on that. We will have to see what happens next for the Owls. They're 1-3, and they are desperately going to need to get some momentum back on their side because they're about to start their conference games. And as we've seen the last few years, the reason that they got to 6-6 and all that stuff, the reason that they got to those 500 records the last few years is because they had about 2 or 3 wins in the non-conference games. Now they're 1-3 heading into their conference games. So that might lead to a rough season. It might be a rough season indeed. But that is going to do it for this episode. Thank you all for watching. Definitely appreciate it. We will have to see what happens next week as we take on the University of Louisiana Lafayette and start our conference games and hopefully get things back on track here as the Florida Atlantic Owls. So thank you all for watching. In this series, we will see you next week for another episode. And on the channel, we will see you tomorrow for yet another video.